Okay, I just did some demo. And I got good news and bad news. Here's the good news. The good news is there's no signs of black mold on the pieces I took out. Okay, so keep this in mind when I tell you the bad news, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. So we got no mold growth on the these pieces here. So hold on, I'll take you inside. And I'm gonna have to wear my mask, so hold on. Okay, here's the bad news. See these little speckles? I don't just think that's infiltration. I think that is some mold growth. It's not bad. Seen a lot worse, but I don't know what to do about it. These are just bats, right? They're not paperback. Right? They're not. There's no paper backing. So I'm actually thinking about. I don't know. I think you know what I'm thinking about. I think you already know what I'm thinking about. You know, when they put this up, don't know the mil of it. Usually the vapor barrier is supposed to be 6 mil, and yes, I have to wear my mask because of this. You know, that's not. I mean, it looks like mold to me. And here's my handiwork, and here was the here's the builder's handiwork. And there's no mold on there. And again, you're probably going to look at this and say, well, that doesn't look like mold. And it might not be. I'm not convinced. This is just drywall dust, you know, construction dust. I'm not convinced it is mold. You know, when in doubt, it's mold, right? So. Let's see what it looks like back there. Yeah, this is my handiwork again, right? Sorry about the camera. I'm not paying attention to the camera. I'm trying to look at what I'm doing. This might not be mold. It might be just what we used to call in the flooring trades infiltration, where you have air infiltrating from the outside and your whatever it is, carpet, you know, whatever. It usually has to be some sort of material that's not a solid, and this just acts like a filter. So it's actually filtering whatever's coming through. So I'm not totally convinced that it's, I mean, it's not horrible. But what I'm trying to feel is if I can pull these bats out from all the way down, because see, it's probably going to run into snags like a nail right there protruding, and I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that it's going to be like this all the way down. It might get lighter. See that now? There's no. I mean, it doesn't look so bad. It's not perfect. Again, here's a nail protruding, nail head. So what am I trying to say? Is I'm still thinking about what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to say. I went online to look at how, you know, people in the industry these days are insulating their exterior walls, and yeah, a lot of the guys are saying, yeah, you need a vapor barrier. Definitely don't need a vapor barrier in the interior. That's just overkill, and actually could be worse as far as humidity and moisture and condensation. So I'm not going to be putting a moisture barrier, a vapor barrier, not a moisture barrier, a vapor barrier in here, but I am going to insulate it for sound deadening. But getting back to this wall, Let me catch my breath, because, you know, wearing a mask is not fun all the time. Yeah, I'm just giving you a look-see. See how this looks. Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah. I was on YouTube, and oop. Oh, wrong switch. I gotta turn this switch around too, because it's upside down. I want to put a lighted switch. Here it is right here. So I gotta get to this. There's my lighted switch for that. But anyway. You know, I wish I could just take these bats out, like peel them out from the cavity and do something. But I don't know what I gotta think about it. So obviously I'm not gonna be getting this done today. I have to think about how I want to do it. You can see how they put the vapor barrier in. They just stapled it. They didn't caulk. So I'm going to be caulking. And I don't know if I'm going to staple it. We'll see. I have stapled, but we'll see how I want to do that. But nowadays you're supposed to caulk around all the edges, because the staple is not a seal. Staple doesn't really do you much of anything, because it's in between here and here. Whatever wants to get through is free to get through, right? But when you have a bead of caulk, that's makes more sense. But back in '96, you know, things were different, and I want to do it right, obviously. Okay, I know I'm just talking and talking. All right, let me back up so you can see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about. Obviously, I have to clean all this out. You know, I made a mess getting it out, and I just cleaned my mats over the weekend, or yesterday. All these mats are clean, and I know, that's all right. Yeah. So the next step is get all this out. Now what I mean by all is I'm going to cut the plastic back, the vapor barrier back, pull the nails out, bang down the staples that I can bang down. Believe it or not, in the past, some of the things I used to do with the you know, you pull the staple out, but I know you're going to be saying, well, I'll just nail them down. So yeah, I'll probably just nail them down. That's no big deal. But I didn't know what to expect. And I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting, you know, it to look not like, you know, perfect. And this is not bad. You're probably going to look at it and say, yeah, seen a lot worse. And yeah, I have too. Seen a lot worse. And, you know, I mean, there's no mold growth on the inside, which is really good. So I'm thinking that the condensation, if this is indeed mold, and it could be more infiltration than mold. And if you look at this vapor barrier, I mean, I got gloves on, so, and I got a mask on, and I don't have just a regular mask. I have one of those. I think it's N95. So I'm not worried. You know, I'm not overly concerned about, and it's not black mold. You know, it's not thick and just totally black, like, you know, dangerously black mold. But you don't want to be breathing this thing in 24/7. So, all right. So back what I'm going to do, don't know. Other than clean everything up, get everything cleaned up. You know, I'm going to see if those bats come out. If they slide out, then I might get some of that. I mean, if they come out fairly easy, now that's the definition that we'll have to get to when I, you know, ask me again when I try to pull these things out, because I know they're going to get stuck on nail heads and things like that. Because if I were to just tug on them, you know, ooh, yeah, see, they don't want to come out. That one broke right down there. So it might be a chore to get these things out. In fact, it might be an impossible chore. Let's pull this one out. Now I want to do it. I want to do it carefully. But I just think they're not going to come out the way I want them to come out, because they're in there with pressure, and you know, there's a big gap between the floor to where this wants to come up, and there's a lot of things that are holding it back in. All right, let me end this with this picture right here. It's a mess, but that's okay. We're formulating a plan, and the plan is to just think about it. Now, the plan is to clean it up, clean everything up, and then try to get these bats out and see what we can do. If I have to tear this whole wall down, I'm gonna do it, because I have the sheetrock. I have, you know, 2 full sheets, so I have the sheetrock to do it. And if I have to, well, I have to. In fact, that's probably, now I say probably, that might be the direction I'm heading. I might just say to heck with it, and I might just pull all this out, pull this out, make a cut up to my ceiling line, pull all this out here, and just deal with it. So don't be surprised. You know, it's a Bob's life, so there you have it. All right, thanks for watching and putting up with me. I know it's just like 11 minutes of me talking, but that's, you know, that's why you watch, right? You know, maybe you learn a little bit. I don't know. All right, anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's going to be definitely more to come.